How's it going, guys? Nappa here. Today we're back with another episode of the NASCAR Heat 2 Full-Time Career Mode Season 1. Last time at Daytona we led a pretty dominant race. Unfortunately, it came to a bad ending as we got involved in a wreck, finishing 29th, so very unfortunate there. Luckily, with the chase system, all we got to do is get a win at some point in the season and we're locked in to the playoffs. So we're going to go ahead and head to Atlanta. It's going to be the second of 23 races this season. Now, Atlanta does have a tricky pit road to enter, so we're just going to see what happens there. Hopefully, the truck handles well. Now, I haven't driven an actual... The last time I was at Atlanta, I was in a pretty low-tier car. Or truck, so it didn't have much top speed, didn't have much going for it, so I actually didn't have to lift through the corners. Now, this is a top-tier car, so it's going to have a lot more speed, and I'm assuming that I'm going to end up having to lift. Now, we are going to take the wedge down a little bit. Now, Atlanta is a very slick track, so we don't want to take it down too much. It's also very brutal on tires, so we're only going to go down one click on the tire pressure as opposed to two. We're going to bring our steering offset down a little bit, and we're going to bring our brake bias way up so that we can hopefully enter pit road without actually wrecking. And that's going to be all the setup changes that we're making. Without further ado, let's get into the qualifying stages. And the number 8 Moog truck here. We are off, so definitely looking to have a better finish here than we did at Daytona. I was very disappointed with that. It was my own fault. You know, the wreck was entirely my fault. I pretty much just got a little crazy trying to get to the bottom lane, kind of trying to push people out of the way, and it backfired. It definitely backfired. A caution would have saved me, but it was only about 2 or 3 cars involved, and there was nobody really in the region of us because they had all pitted. So I can kind of see why a caution did not come out. We are going to have to lift a little bit. As you can see, I had to breathe the throttle, and I still pushed up a little bit, although I did enter pretty low in the corner. Not going to be the best qualifying lap. This truck probably could do with a little bit more wedge taken out. It doesn't feel like undrivably loose. So prior to the race, I may or may not take a little more wedge out. But coming off turn 4 for the final time of the qualifying, where are we going to qualify? 27th. So we actually did not qualify dead last. That's not bad, and that's also an inside starting position. We're going to take the wedge down just a little bit more. We'll take it down to 46.5. I feel like the truck can definitely handle it. We're going to go ahead and save that. And here we go, into the race. Inside starting position. Back in Heat Evolution, this was very much a high line-centric track. If you wanted to make up positions, if you wanted to pass people, you had to do it on the high line. In this game, however, I'm finding the low line is actually usable. So the race is 17 laps. We've got 12 laps of fuel. So that means one stop, and we're probably going to be able to take just one can of fuel. We don't have to take a can and a half, I don't believe. So if 2 cans is going to be 12 laps, then 1 can should be 6 laps, and there should be just a little under 6 laps left. So a can and a half would be playing it safe, but if we can maybe gain a little bit of track position getting 1 can, that'll work out well. If we have to pit any earlier than that, if this meter is wrong, then we may take a can and a half. But we're going to try to get around Peck here, whose first name I'm still not sure of. I want to say it's Josh, could be wrong. Yeah, we're gaining a few positions. So we started 27th, we're moving up into 21st. Truck's handling pretty well. It's still a little tight. Oh, shoot. Gilliland. If that was Heat Evolution, I would have wrecked. That would have been a wreck. But luckily, the handling is just so much more stable in this game. So Hill's going to kind of put on the block. We're going to get around him. Really not making too many friends. I'm going to imagine... Ah, shoot. Okay, so we got somebody on the low line, I'm pretty sure. We're going to have to be patient here. Hopefully little nudges like that don't make, like, really bad rivals. Because if they do, I'm screwed. We're going to get a run coming out of the corner. Oh, try to use up the apron, but Stuart Friesen, he's going to put on the block. We're going to move to the high line. Let's try this for a few laps. I mean, we kind of have to because we're stuck up here now. High line almost works. I'm pleased with that. Low line slowing up. Somebody screwed up. That's John Hunter Nemechek. That's our teammate. But we're going to pass the 13 car into the top 10. And we're going to possibly make a move to the inside of Rhodes. He gives us room. I kind of forced the room, if I'm being fully honest. We got Noah Gragson to the inside of us. Once again, we're going to be working the high line. We're going to get around him. Austin Wayne Self, we're going to get around him, hopefully on the outside. We're 3 wide, and I'm on the high side at Atlanta. That's never an ideal situation. But, oh shoot, a little bit of contact. We're good. Austin Wayne Self. We're going to try to get to the inside of Self. The trucks in the front of the field are a little bit quicker, so the high line isn't going to be quite as ideal anymore. How are our tires holding up? 84% after 5 laps. That's not terrible. Probably going to take 2 tires when we take a can of gas. So we got Cindric up ahead. Can we make something happen on the high side? No, we're going to push way wide. Entered a little bit too low. We're going to have to dive back low before anybody can make any moves on us. Okay, now we're going to move to the inside of Cindric. He gives us the space. We got a lot of speed through 3 and 4. We're a little tight in 1 and 2, but 3 and 4, the truck is handling really good. And we got a lot of speed through the quad oval as well. I remember back in NASCAR 2005, Chase for the Cup, especially in the trucks, the quad oval, for some reason, I had a lot of speed through there. So we are slowly gaining on the pack ahead, but the pit sequence does loom not too far away. So whether or not we catch up to these guys before I have to pit, I don't know. It's definitely a possibility, but it's not a sure thing. So we are in the top 5. We do need 1 top 5 for our contract goals. We need 5 top 10s, I believe. I'm not sure if you get a top 5, if that counts as a top 10 and a top 5 in the game. I'm not sure how that works. So Bell's kind of off the pace a little bit. The leaders up ahead of him are kind of pulling away. We're trying to work the high line. We're going to try to get around him clean. We're going to try to get around him on the top of the track. Seems to be working. We may be able to clear him before turns 1 and 2, which means we can use the low line, which is my preferred line at the moment. And from here on out, it is now just chasing down the leaders. I think 3 and 4 is where we're really making up most of our time. 1 and 2, we seem to be equally paced. And the quad oval as well, I'm carrying some good speed out of 4. Titan 1 and 2, though. So we are slowly gaining, but we are going to have to pit in a matter of laps. Not sure how I'm going to get on pit road. I need to start eyeing that up right now. Probably going to slow down on the track and probably get down on the apron right about middle of the corner. Something like that. As we do catch up to the lead pack, we are now 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we could bring it in this time, but I want to be sure that I can make it on 1 can of gas. So we're going to go around one more time. We got some leaders pitting. It appears Briscoe is also trying to pit, but he can't quite get to the apron. No, maybe he's not pitting. Okay, he's not pitting. So we're going to have to clear him. There we go. So we've now moved up into the lead. But we're going to have to immediately give that back up as we are pitting this time around. Alright, we got about 5 laps to go. They're going to get a much better pit road entry than me, but I'm just playing it safe at this point. 1 can of fuel, 2 tires, let's do this, no repairs. They got a better pit road entry than me, but I just wanted to play it safe. Didn't want no penalty, didn't want to slide out of control. I accomplished my goal. Luckily, we didn't get stopped on pit road at all, so no time lost there. It's going to be a 7.6 stop. That's pretty good for 2 tires and a can of gas. Now let's just hope that's enough to carry us to the end of the race. Coming out right about where we went in. It's going to give us 6 laps worth of fuel with about 5 laps to go. It's good for me. So this, in theory, would be for the lead right here when I get around Briscoe. Not sure why they it's weird. The AI enter the pits really fast, but they exit really slow. So I'm not sure what that's all about. But that essentially should have been for the lead. We'll see what happens when it all cycles through. But if my mathematics are correct, that should be it. We do have a lot of takers on pit road this time around. We're up to second. We got a car merging onto the track up ahead. That's going to be your leader, it seems like. Possibly. Is that your leader? That's our leader. We're in first now. And what's our lead over second place? We got a 2-second lead over Chase Briscoe. So we got to maintain that 2-second lead for another 3 laps as we come to the line with 4 laps of fuel. So we're going to be cutting it real close on fuel. If I had come in earlier than that, we probably would have not made it. But we got a back marker up ahead, a lapper in Greenfield. As our lead grows by about 0.2 that lap, so we are faster. We're the fastest truck on the track. We're going to take the high line on Greenfield. No need to rush around them. Looks like we got some cars coming to pit road right now, which is interesting because there's no. I don't think they should have been able to make it to lap 15, almost 16. 2 to go. .3, so our speed is diminishing. Chase Briscoe is gaining a little bit of pace on us, but that's alright because we're coming to the white flag this time. A couple of back markers up ahead, no big deal. Check our lead out, 2.4, so we are still slowly inching ahead of Briscoe. And once again, we're just going to take the high line on these back markers. No need to force the inside. All we got to do is get through. Honestly, I didn't even need to pass them. But coming out of turn 4 for the final time on a nearly empty tank of gas. And we are going to win at Atlanta and lock ourselves into the playoffs with a 104 speed rating. We actually didn't get the maximum speed rating, which is interesting because we were definitely fast. But all right, so Chase Briscoe second, Christopher Bell third, Joe Nemechek, our team owner, ended up 13th. And let's see, where did John Hunter Nemechek ends up 15 laps down? He must have wrecked. But finished first. That's going to be a payout of 50 grand. Team payout's going to be about 10 grand. And there we go. So that's going to move us up to 13th in points with 1 win, with 5 playoff points as well. So to go from 29th in points to 13th in points in 1 race is not bad at all. Victory celebration. Alright, so fastest lap goes to me with a 31.548. Ryan Truex is the most laps led with 8 laps. On the move was me, started 27th, finished first. John Hunter Nemechek was the tough break, starting on the pole and ending up dead last, so yeah, not good for him. Alright, that's going to do it for Atlanta. See if anything happens post-race here, and then we'll end off the video. Oh, great, a message from Logano. Yeah, woo.
Great job. Your first win as a NASCAR driver.
Not sure what the point of that was. Hey, Nap Racer 15, I don't know how you normally race, but you were super clean in that last one. Keep it up. I mean, I wouldn't call that super clean, but, you know, I'll take it. Now, what's this? Oh, my God. We actually got a hot seat offer to run in the Xfinity Series for, let's see, I don't know what track that is. It's going to be Phoenix. That's one of my least favorite tracks. So that's kind of not good. But our goal is going to be top 22. So, yeah, next episode, we're going to be racing in the Xfinity Series. That's going to be pretty interesting. Let's go ahead and check our rivals real quick. Grant Enfinger's still neutral. Ben Rhodes still neutral. So nothing's really changed. Everything's pretty much identical. So now we know that little bumps and everything like that don't really make rivals. It's more of like the big impact. So that's good. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.